Hello boys and girls of the internet, it's Ninjas R Us here, back again with another episode of Bioshock Infinite. This is episode 6. Now, I have a little confession to make. I do apologize. I was up in Michigan a little while ago, it was actually a couple days ago, and I was exceedingly bored. I was bored to tears. So what I decided to do was to play some Bioshock. But I couldn't record because it's very noisy in there and that wouldn't be fair to you. So what I did is I beat the entire game that weekend. It was excellent. I was playing it on normal, as you guys remember if you saw my first episode. So I decided to beat it, and I did, and it was amazing. I'm gonna keep going with the playthrough. I'm gonna keep doing this, have you guys keep watching it. It's an excellent, very excellent story, by the way. But I'm just gonna keep going off of this, and as a little treat for you guys, as sort of an apology type thing, what I did was I bumped it up to hard difficulty, so it's not as much of a loss for you because you get to see me fail and die a lot. And I know that's why you're all here, because you all hate me. So let's get going. Where we left off last time is we just rescued Elizabeth. I know it's been a long time. Again, I apologize for that. I've been really busy. The start of summer marks the start of my football season, so we were doing practice for about 4.5 hours per day, which is a little bit ridiculous. So I was extremely busy between that, wrestling. I was also playing paintball. I write like on Wattpad, so I've been writing with that too. I've had some relationship issues. It's just been a whole hodgepodge that I couldn't really record. But I did upload a singing video, actually, as embarrassing as that is. It's one of my favorite songs ever, and I really wanted to, do a little cover of it myself, just to switch things up a little bit, and I did. I was singing it a cappella. It's I Will Follow You Into the Dark by Death Cab for Cutie. You can check out that video on my channel, so let's get going. We just rescued Elizabeth from the gigantic angel statue thingy majigger. Now let's get going. I think I left off pretty close to where I left off on the last episode. I'm not sure because, as I said before, I have to replay back on hard mode, and I just did that. It didn't take too long. And while I was doing that, I was actually watching the movie Public Enemies, the one with Johnny Depp in it about John Dillinger. I'm about halfway through it, and it's a pretty good movie, but there were some scenes in that movie I remember that were actually filmed in my hometown. I don't remember what scenes they were, but apparently, one of them was filmed in a very popular restaurant in my town, and that actually didn't make the cut. I remember seeing that being filmed, but there were just I'm not sure how many. There were a few scenes that did make the cut that were in it, and I remember the entire town was shut down, Main Street of the town. It's like one of those old-fashioned, old Main Street towns, but the entire Main Street was shut down just so they could film that movie. And it was really cool. This was when I was in about 8th grade, so it was a little while ago. It was about a year and a half before the movie was released, so that's great. Just a little snippet into my life. That is the songbird. Hello, pretty thing. Okay, and you're getting crushed. Goodbye, friend. Leroy Jenkins.
This way.
Oh, and also, going through a playthrough on that, and then playing through the entire game on normal, and then now going into hard. I have some new favorite figures. For example, I'm not sure if I talked about this, but I loved Murder of Crows or Feast for Crows or something like that. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, just yawned. Anyway, I really love the Murder of Crows. I think that's what it's called. I'm pretty sure Feast of Crows is a Game of Thrones Song of Ice and Fire book. She just turned blonde there for a second. Tell me I'm not going crazy. That may be a little Easter eggy thingy. Remind me when I get done. I'm going to do an explanation video for the ending because it's a little confusing. Remind me about the part where she goes blonde. That may or may not be something. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, I used to really like the Murder of Crows vigor. Now I'm not as much of a fan of it. I really love Possession now. It's just really cool. And then a few other ones that we'll see later that I'm going to be addicted to, as you'll tell. So this is a cutscene for those of you that can't tell. This ticks me off. I don't have legs. Or a body. That's one of the things that really saddens me about this game. That's a sign of a good game, when you're nitpicking such little things that tick you off about a game. But that saddens me. I wish that would have just made the game so, not lifelike, but just so immersive. Actually having, you know, full body parts, if that makes any sense at all. It's like now you can see my arms, still can't see legs. No legs at all. I don't know. That just really annoys me, and I have no idea why. Oh, and also I'm going to be shortening up my episodes to 15 minutes, because that's probably a lot easier to watch. Because just a regular 20 minutes, having to sit down, it takes some dedication to just sit down and watch an entire 20-minute video. 15 minutes is a lot more reasonable, so... And I'll probably be uploading them more often then. So hopefully. I love how they, you don't know this yet, but they're distorting the voice. I'm sorry, I'm going to try to keep the spoilers to a minimum, but they distort the voice of the guy who's at the door.
What do you want with her?
So that's a little crazy, but
Tell me what
you'll figure it out at the end. I promise you, it's a great ending. This game is fantastic. It's one of those games that's really story-driven. It's not so much about the gameplay as it is about, like, character progression and story. Sorry again. I don't know why I've been yawning. I was perfectly fine up until the point where I start recording, and I start yawning all of a sudden. It's a curse. I'm telling you, it's the recording curse. Like, you never play as well as you normally would while you're recording, because it's like sort of a mental thing, I guess. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's one of those really story and character-driven games, which is great, because the gameplay is also good, and it's engaging, and it keeps you involved in the story. So it's like watching a fantastic movie that you're involved in. So it's better than watching a movie. It's sort of like Uncharted, except Uncharted is a little bit more, you know, game-based, but it's one of those things that's really entertaining to watch, almost. Like, this game is probably almost as fun to watch as it is to play. Almost. Again, I can't stress this enough. This game is amazing to play. It's really fun.
Go on, I just...
Sorry if I'm talking over the cutscenes. I probably shouldn't be doing this. But I've missed doing commentaries. I haven't done one of these in so long, and I love doing it. So I'm sorry for such a long gap. I've just been so busy. But I love this, and look how much time I'm just sleeping in the sand. It's ridiculous. Okay, so this is a little bit cheating. I know... Oh, my health is down. I know where a lot of the good stuff is, and I'm going to go there, but I'm going to get, like, all of the stuff. Remember, if you're going to play this game yourself, pay attention to where I'm going, because this is some good loot that you might end up missing. Just some coins right there, for example. But you got to get your health back up. So it's about time we get fat. There's a voxophone down there. I'll just stop talking.
The prophet may know how his own biography is going to end, but I can scarcely fathom how I'm going to start it. I mean, other than the kid stuff you get at the Hall of Heroes, anything prior to his baptism was, and here I quote, hang on, left on the riverside. They'll call me a plagiarist.
Hey,
but I'm going to spend the...
I'm looking for a young girl.
It's funny, I never noticed that though. Who isn't, brother? That's actually really funny. But remember that part where he says it was left by the riverside? That's going to be important when it comes to the end. So, like, we should maybe be taking notes for this, just to, like, of, like, really important things for my analysis video. So yeah, someone, like, make a list of this if you're that passionate about my about my playthroughs. Just make a list of, like, things that I say are important, and then I will, and, like, email them to me, or, like, leave them in a comment, and then I will cover them. If any of you love me that much, I'd appreciate it. But I know you guys don't love me. You just love to watch me die, and that is why I hate you. Just kidding. I love you. Alright, so I'm pretty sure, did I get this one already for the achievement? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I already did that one for the achievement. Got it. Okay, some salts right there. Should have full salts. But no harm in trying. Okay, none of this stuff. Oh, I maybe don't have full salts. I can't check yet. Okay, here's some silver eagles. It's enough. Yeah, as you can tell, my money is not... I don't have as much as before, because I died a lot. And when you die, it takes away some money. It heals you, gives you some salts back. Some ammo back, puts you in a sort of not random spot. It's like close, but it's not. Sometimes it's a great spot, and sometimes it's not the best. But it puts you in a spot, and then it also heals your enemies up too. Not completely, but like partially heals them. So there isn't a really big penalty for dying right here. It's not really that big of a penalty, you know. So it's not like you have to, you know, be terrified for your life. That's some machine gun ammo. I have full machine gun ammo right now, so I'm not gonna grab that. But if you wanted to, so yeah, there's not some massive penalty for dying. So don't be afraid to take some risks. Now don't be stupid and just like you see a handyman and you just run at it like with your grappling hook.
Stir up the patties and the Negroes.
Ah, so many white people. It's amazing. Racist lefty, everybody. No, like, that's one thing that really adds to the game, just like the whole racist element, that they aren't only racist against people that aren't white, but as you'll see later, they're racist against Irish people, too. Which is kind of weird. I mean, you'd think, oh, you know, the ideal heritage for them is, like, English or, like Nordic. But no, you know, Ireland's so close to England, yet they hate them. Like, not personally close, but like geographically, they're really close to England, so you'd think they'd be allies, but nope. Oh, and what they're talking about with the Vox, they're not talking about like the Voxophones or whatever they're called that I picked up. Yeah, like that one. I'm talking over this again, but it's not talking about those. There's this group of people called the Vox Populi, which are basically rebels. They are like, they're sort of just an uprising saying, hey, you know, we're the lower class and you're screwing us over. You know, what the heck is wrong with you? Oh, let's dance, Elizabeth. Alright, come on, Elizabeth, let's go.
Miss Elizabeth.
Hello. Oh, this is wonderful.
I love the voice acting in this, okay? They made Elizabeth perfect. They had to put so much time into just Elizabeth.
How about Paris?
Because she is what drives the story.
I don't understand. How could we get there?
That's where that airship's going, but if you want to stay and dance...
She's the driving force behind this game. Sorry, I know with that gap, I yawned again. I do apologize. But she is the driving force behind this game. They had to put so much work into her to make her perfect, and that's what she is. This character is probably the best like made character I've seen in a while. She is like the perfect character.
Peaches I know don't smell much like
And
that.
yes, I am crushing on Elizabeth. I am so silly. Alright.
Mr. DeWitt, Comstock. I've read about him. They say he can see the future.
Spoilers.
Give a man a little power. He falls in all kinds of love with himself.
Oh, irony. You don't see the irony. I see the irony. Now this is a little messed up. Okay, I figured this out through my first playthrough. Look at this. This is gonna be creepy. It's sort of like in Fallout where they have all those like little stories behind it. Ooh, some pop. So they have like these little stories that you see. Watch this. Yeah. Yeah. He watches children from here. And he had dinner with a doll. Yeah. That's a little weird. Okay. So there's some stuff over here, I believe. No.
It's just a set of elaborate pumps and rain catchers. Huh.
Oh yeah, there's some money.
Keep an eye out for some.
There's some beer and whiskey and all other sorts of alcohol. A sandwich, some candy. Let's go, Elizabeth.
Mr. DeWitt, here.
These people, they have been following us.
Cage.
Or perhaps the bird.
Nothing beats the cage.
These two again. How do...
Okay, so a little thing that you guys don't know, no matter what choices you make in this game, it's always the same ending. It's not like in a bunch of other Bioshock games where it's a different ending for like everything that you choose. No. They are the exact same thing. How do I search caramels and I get... Ugh, whatever. So, every choice you make leads to the same ending, but it like changes how you feel about the ending. Now right here, she's gonna ask, do you want the bird or the cage? Most people probably pick the
Look at
bird
these,
because they
they're
think,
amazing.
oh,
Which
you know,
ones do you like more,
symbolism.
this
It
one
means, you know,
or this?
freedom. That's gonna lead to a
The
better
bird is
ending.
beautiful.
No, it leads to the
cage is
same
solid.
ending. And to
There's
do that, I'm
really
gonna
something
choose the
special
cage.
about it.
The one on the left.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay, that like
You
shows
love him.
captivity. That's what it symbolizes.
I expect.
So,
If you're going to be a
I'm just proving to like I'm just gonna prove this point, right?
My God.
This is nothing to do with it.
Are you
So
alright?
she has a cage around her neck. It doesn't look as good as the bird, in my opinion. But, okay. So that's just proving my point. It's the same exact ending. Alright, guys. I'm going to wrap it up right here. Shortened episode. It's only going to be about like 15:45, maybe 16 minutes. So, I hope you enjoy it. I had a lot of fun making this. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Remember, guys, follow me on Twitter. It's probably the easiest way to stay in contact with me. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Remember, guys, I love you all. Adios.